Hello and welcome to the behind-the-scenes commentary for Quiet, the only unfinished movie of the Silent School project. This is a film by the Moldy Berries, a team which got their name from flipping through a student's Instagram until they found a picture of a bunch of moldy strawberries in the refrigerator, based on a pitch by Lacey DeCino, who we'll be seeing in there. Say hi, Moldy Berries.
Hi!
There we go. I am Brian Lynch. I'm the Drama Club advisor. With me is
Jada.
Monica.
Calvin.
Kelsey.
Alana.
And in the back there, we've got our stage manager, Allie.
Hi.
Hi. So Quiet was a really, I think, as far as the ideas we had, it was one of our best ones. Lacey had the idea that there was a bunch of people who, for some reason, had to be completely silent, and they developed it in, the movie's starting, into this weird, crazy competition. Squid Game had just come out, so it was slightly influenced by that. We kept having to work really hard to avoid it, so here you go. And here's Lacey getting started, and we've got Subject 1, who's the only one that gets a double title card. They're the student. So this is Alana.
There's me.
Well, not quite yet. But this wound up being one of you got a very small appearance as the student in a future scene. You know, I thought it was pretty good stuff. This is the student's friend. You're also going to show up as the banker's assistant, but we'll cover that when we get up to the banker. But yeah, no, it's pretty good stuff. Listen, that was very good. Kelsey's sort of like reacting to her own performance here. For Subject 2, The Convict, we had an interesting one. This is obviously filmed with a flashing stage light as Calvin escapes. Calvin hates the way his hair looks. And I'm just
it was disgusting. Also, it was so wet outside, so it
was so cold.
It was
really cold, and we were all freezing, and all these scenes took forever.
It was really cold. The outdoor filming did wind up taking a lot longer than the indoor filming. And yeah, you're right. The wetness on the ground was not good for you with all the rolling around you were doing coming off of that. For what it's worth, your hair looks fine.
Oh my freaking God, what is that?
That is you, Jada, and you are doing an excellent job as Gemini Duke, our superstar singer.
Oh, it looks crazy.
A name which they reminded me came from the Gemini necklace you were wearing, which works. That's your sign, I assume?
Yes.
There you go. You might have just liked the necklace. I didn't want to judge. But no, I think you've worked very well, and I think you put a lot of nuance into your character. We'll cover this in the outdoor scene in the alley later. This, I did want to give shout out to Amaya, who plays two roles in this, who said that line exactly as written there. It was actually slightly longer, I think. She was determined to memorize it so that her lip sync would fully match up, even though I promised her that nobody cared. All right, so the banker. This is where we run into why we're doing a behind-the-scenes commentary. How many weeks have we been coming back and trying to film this scene?
Like ever since too many.
I think this has been about a month coming back on every Tuesday. Our banker had to pull out early during the first round of filming in, was that November, I guess? Mm-hmm. About? Because he had to get surgery. And then as a result, we tried to wait off until this point, but his schedule wound up changing, and we just were never able to get him back. So he gets fired from his job and gets the invitation. His was also going to be the one where we actually see that they're promised a $10 million reward if they win whatever this competition is. So we wound up not getting that shot either. So, Subject 5, the detective. Here, again, once a very cold day. Oh, wait, Alana, is that you?
That's me.
No, that's Kelsey. That's Kelsey.
So cold.
Yeah, once again, very cold day, and I'm making students lie down on the ground and dig around in the sewers.
Yes.
Is this a power trip on my part?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, thank you. You're very charitable. There's Amaya again. At the far end of the school, there is that very threatening "Be safe" graffiti on the ground, so we're like, yeah, that's a good place for a detective to find a body. Probably related to the mystery at hand. We didn't really have time to develop that. And here's Monica.
Yes.
Yay!
Woo! This scene, this was quick. We didn't film this for very long.
No, this was, Monica was like done in like one take. Honestly, the major thing we had to do retakes was because I was getting the angle wrong with coming in. Monica was our head writer. She was remarkably good at cracking story problems. Alana, you had a really good job with that too, as well.
What?
I mean, no, you were all good at contributing to the story, but
what did I do?
No, I was just saying, contributing to the story.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
right?
you look like you thought you got in trouble. But no, Monica was sort of in charge of that, but did have to get an on-screen cameo because, you got to. This is where I was saying that Jada puts a lot of really good nuance into her character, both in that, like, yeah, that's me kind of thing before. Like, it's that perfect, like, I'm famous, but I'm humble. And then the same thing with this reaction here. And then when the detective pushes you out of the way, I love this little look you do here. That, like, excuse me, seriously? Rude. What are we looking at here?
Lobsters.
Oh, very nice.
I don't like lobster, but that looks really good.
For this shot, I had to be lying on the ground. So let it not be said that I don't do the exact same things I asked the students to do. Now, when we were recording the first draft of this, Kelsey gave a very interesting piece of background trivia that I didn't know about until this second.
So when we fell to the ground, which will happen in a few seconds, I hit my head on this huge, not huge, but it was a good sized rock, and it hurt really bad.
Yeah, right here. So for that,
Yeah.
apparently, and
Under the tape.
and the moment when your head hits the ground isn't even captured on film.
Yeah. Exactly.
So all for nothing. But also, guys, tell me when you hit your head on rocks.
Well, too late for that.
Okay, I know. Now I know.
My eyes
And
are
knowing
nice.
is half the battle. What is that?
My eyes are nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
There.
listen.
There.
When this moment comes up, this is when the convict sort of takes over as the main character. You've already been the viewpoint character. Now, there's a bit of debate about what you were actually doing. I think mass arson was
Yes,
discussed.
that person.
Yep.
Yeah. I really like that.
Long.
I like that shot, by the way, of you, popping up there.
We had to retake that 18 times.
Yeah, I think that was the timing on that was tricky. This is the shot of the banker waking up, which we were hoping we'd have a chance to insert later.
Wow.
And here's the
Oh.
the rules: stay quiet or you lose. So the reason one of the characters was a teenager, and no offense to any teenagers who may be listening, including the 6 of them that are surrounding me right now, we needed somebody to be kind of stupid and bad at following rules.
No, it actually hurt when I fell on the stage too.
Stop hurting yourself.
Well, I had falling parts.
You did have a lot of falling
I
parts.
had a falling part in 5th grade.
I really like this reaction shot. Who drew this one? Monica, that was you. Yes, although the body is still visible, but whatever, we can deal with that. So yeah, the disappearing was we had a lot of stuff that we were doing trying to track how people would be eliminated. We had the idea that the masked person would come in and drag them away and stuff. We didn't quite know what to do. Obviously, there's going to be a conflict here, and so we had Gemini as sort of the peacemaker, keeping everybody together, which is why the banker, who we have set up as our least ethical character, stomps on her foot, causing her to scream out in pain, which leads then to her disappearance, which Jada also doesn't like to see.
It's really, really bad.
You did a really good job. I really like what you made of this character, but there you go. Now, we wanted to set up that the cop was slightly less than ethical, so in revenge, she grabs the banker's arm and twists it until he screams, and then he disappears next, which leaves it with only the cop and the convict. This was the shot that took us a weirdly long time to film, because you guys could not stop laughing.
It was mainly me.
I
I could not make eye contact with anybody.
Yeah, I was not going to call you out, but it was mainly you. You are not wrong. I did one of those Stanley Kubrick stares here, which is pretty good. So then we had a little bit of a sort of, flashback here. I couldn't think of the thing. I was gonna say back go, and I was like, that's what it's called, right? I'm the teacher here. It's a back go, where we fully set up that the cop is completely corrupt and railroaded an innocent man, probably believing him to be guilty because he does feel like he has something to prove here when he decides to sacrifice himself to save her. Because you're the good guy. Hooray!
Heroic action.
Wonderful haircut and all.
No, don't
So-
even start.
I know, I'm going to keep rising because I promise you it looks fine.
No, it's
All right, so the cop gets a briefcase indicating that she won. She can't believe she won. And then the briefcase, of course, is full of that same invisible knockout guest from before. Love this drawing, by the way. It's very nice.
Great. And the badge.
And the badge. Thank you for drawing attention to it. The ending was a lot for us to crack. We had a lot of different options. Even who won wound up being different a lot. Didn't the banker win by cheating in an early
Yeah.
draft? But then we couldn't figure out how to make the
We
cheating.
also couldn't figure out how we wanted to finish it because her showing up and just waking up wasn't even the official ending, but we just didn't have time to finish it.
Yeah. So we eventually settled on, I thought this one was good, that a bunch of those masked people are around. That was way more than we could afford, but there it is. And then she sees a bunch of other people unconscious, and it says welcome to round 2. So there's sort of this like air of like it's never going to be finished. Again, bit of a ripoff of Squid Game, but here we are, in the world. Guys, you did all an absolutely fantastic job, and I could not be prouder of the work you did. I do wish that the movie had a chance to finish, but I'm very thankful for the work that you put in and for what you did. So yes, okay, Monica, do you want to count them in again?
Yeah, 2, 1.
Little egotistical, but I'll allow it. So from all of us here at Moldy Berries, I will say goodbye.
Peace out.
And
Peace out. Have a good year. Woo! Woo!
couldn't have said it better myself.